Well, my name is Fabian Centeno. I'm a current organizational behavior human resources management student. I plan on graduating in May 2020, and I'm soon to be a BNSF management trainee in their HR department. When I transferred to UNT from TCC, my two main goals were to develop myself as a leader, and the second one would be to find a job that was aligned with my major, as I grew a passion for HR. I was able to enhance my leadership skills and attributes through the ROTC and as a SHRM officer. As the vice president, I'm able to connect with people and pretty much mentor them. And now I'll also do the same with the lower class in the ROTC program here at UNT. And then I was able to land a summer internship that was pretty much a blessing, I considered, because it's hard to get into companies such as BNSF, and they gave me the opportunity to show them that I'm an asset to them and that I could help them out and bring something to the table. One of the biggest advices that I got whenever I came here to UNT was networking. And I think a lot of us students don't really realize how big that is, because it gets to a point where it's not really about all the grades you get, but about the hands you shake. Speaking that into existence, that's pretty much how I landed my job at BNSF. And I think selling yourself as an asset to the companies is something that they look for. UNT essentially provided those resources that I needed to develop myself as a leader, which is something that I was striving for whenever I transferred to UNT. Dr. Aguilar and Dr. Hancock were one of those big mentors that they helped me develop myself, not only as a SHRM member, but as a SHRM officer, and they pushed me to my full potential as a vice president in the organization. I'm able to reach out to students. I'm also engaged with the org part. I'm actually in charge of the mentorship program of the organization, which is one of the biggest assets they have for students. So I found my current role through LinkedIn. But it was actually through someone else that mentioned the role. I actually applied through LinkedIn. So it was that connection, that networking that brought me to that. I was looking for an internship. I literally had like 3 months to land one, and I know it was God, but it was also the person that I networked with. He was really a person that put me in that position to look for the position, and not only look for it, but it helped me apply to it. So yeah, the toughest interview question that I had throughout the hiring process was, what can you bring to the company that other candidates can't? And knowing the pool of candidates that I was competing against I knew there was plenty of people that had experience, and I knew that I wasn't that experience. I did have some background in management, but it wasn't something that I felt that was gonna put me up against or above those candidates. And I think the key point through that question, as I answered it, was just picturing myself and selling myself as an asset. That was the biggest thing. I put myself, and I gave examples of me overcoming problems and how I was able to solve them, essentially, which is what all companies look for in someone that doesn't have experience, but someone that has potential. And that's how I was able to come up with an answer for that question, and how I overcame the difficulty of it. So yeah, how the Career Center helped me was essentially through two key ways. One of them was doing mock interviews at the Chestnut Hall, and I was able to develop myself and put myself in front of webcams and in front of interviewers, which gave me the comfort and the confidence to face an interview. Another way was by providing me with resources such as business cards, which were essential for my networking throughout the years here at UNT. What brought me to UNT? As a student that really didn't know what to study from a background, I came from Puerto Rico. I moved here when I was in 7th grade, and I was looking for something that was my niche. Something where I saw myself and I could help out people. And I remember going back to my Cinemark years where I was able to move up the ladder and become an assistant manager. I remember this particular scenario where HR came in and they investigated, and they did employee relations investigations, and the way they acted and how they took up on the situation and developed it and essentially solved the case really brought an attention and a drive for me to pursue that after, because throughout that time at Cinemark, I was looking to transfer universities, and I knew that UNT offered this HR management degree, which was something that TW didn't really offer, and well, they did offer it, but it wasn't I wasn't gonna have the same resources as here at UNT, and I remember just looking back at that situation, and I was like, I think I finally found what really drives me, and whenever I transferred to UNT, I joined the ROTC. I was provided a scholarship, a 3-year scholarship, fully paid, and that's a big blessing that I wasn't counting on, but it was provided to me. And once I got the opportunity to meet the professors here at UNT and join the organization, SHRM, I truly found and I knew that I was at the right place, and I know that going on forward in my life, I know that I'll be prepared for the challenges and adversities that life brings.